and everything that way. And so with your mom, did she go to school here in Denver? Or
She only graduated high school,
okay,
and
okay,
she was the first because she was born in 1925.
okay.
So when she went to high
Ah,
school, she was the only person that, uh, except for my uncle, he went to high school. They were the first generations to
mm,
graduate high school from a boarding school.
okay, okay.
And
And was this on Pine Ridge?
uh-huh.
Okay, okay.
And I remember my grandmother telling me that when the when the government was coming, they were looking for young men to draft, and my great grandmother, she was a healer, so she knew when they were coming before they even got there,
Mm,
and she would tell the boys to, you have to go hunting now.
mm-hmm,
And they would
mm-hmm.
go, and they were avoiding getting drafted, but finally they did.
Mm,
And so my grandmother didn't want him to go, but they took him. So she went up on, and long time ago, if you were taught right, you don't have to be a medicine man. The teachings were, they lived the teachings,
oh, okay.
so
Mm-hmm.
they were able to do those kind of ceremonies. So she and my other grandmother, her sister, went up on a hill and she prayed for my uncle to come home safe from the military. And so she went up, and her sister, my other grandmother, she sat at the bottom of the hill with the food, and my grandmother went up the hill, and and here she said she was praying, and she saw a plane. She thought it was a plane. So she was praying, and she thought, well, they're bringing him home. And
Mm.
here that plane came down, and and it was really an eagle that was flying,
Oh.
and it hit, and it got into a tree next to her, and it sat there, and it gave her a sign that they were bringing him home
Mm.
because he was sick. So she came down the hill after 2 days of not eating and drinking water. And her sister, my other grandmother, fed her, and they came home. And about a month later, they brought my uncle home.
Wow.
So then days you could speak to, we could speak to animals, and they talked our language too.
Mm.
But now we can't anymore because of the time change. But a long time ago, my grandmother said they they talk, and you
Mm-hmm.
could understand what they're saying because they're talking in your language.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And that's like my sister. She used to run from Kyle. There's a 5 mile run around, and she used to run that 5 miles every day.
Wow.
And one day she said she was running, and this bird was running beside her,
Mm.
and it kept saying, "Watch out, watch out, Oglala." And here, she didn't know why he was saying that, but he would fly down and fly beside her and say
Mm.
that. And she kept running, and finally she was running, and here there was a snake that was crossing, and that's what that bird was telling her,
Mm.
to watch out. So she jumped over the snake and kept
Wow.
running. She said,
Oh.
but so
Yeah.
and humor is like when my aunt, she said they were sitting outside eating, her and her friend, and they were braiding each other's hair. And she said, this meadowlark, he speaks Lakota. And he came and said, she came and sat down. And she said, yeah, my butt used to be bigger when I was younger. And she said, how did she say that? And she said, that's what she said. But they were laughing. And I said, really? And she said, yeah, that's what she said.
They've been tracking you for a while. They know.
But those meadowlarks, they could speak Lakota to this day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
But it used to be all the animals used to speak. And you can understand them. And warn you.
Right. Well, I wonder what they would be saying now, especially with kind of where, I mean,
urban.
Yeah, I know, huh? Yeah, or like
Urban.
the fire, the wildfires, the floods, and where, listening to what animals say and or show us, because I feel like they show us a lot of things as well. So as a kid, would you go like walk and do a lot of things with your mom most likely, or would you go out with your dad and do things as well, like kind of learning about just nature and the outdoors, or just different things? Would you kind of have those memories, or were you mostly with your mom a lot?
Mostly with my grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Because my mother and father, they have to do their responsibilities and prepare food and just a lot of
sure, they were working hard and trying to provide for the family and everything. Yeah.
So the grandparents took care of the kids. So in my family, the grandparents, they were like parents to their grandkid. And that's what my son used to say when Craig would say stuff and act crazy. He'd say, they're your grandkids, they're not mine.
Right.
Okay.
You're like, it's on you. You got to do something there. Oh.
So,
yeah.
And we had a way of, we had a good life. So it all comes back.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot more people talking about like things coming
circle.
back, or
You get lost for a little while into that kind of world, but it's there. So if you're young, you're always gonna try something. But if you learned the teachings, you go back to it.
Yeah, I think when and a lot of people haven't been able to maybe learn those first teachings either. And so I know that there's a lot of people that are really interested in just learning more. And so that's why we started this podcast, because kind of looking for information to be respectful of the community. Well, are there certain animals that when you were growing up or with your family that meant something maybe a little bit more special to you, or did you have favorites?
No, they were all good.
That's a good answer. I'm sure you don't want to pick a favorite. And no, that's for sure.
I never had anything favorite. I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe a little dog.
Oh, yeah. Well, that could be because your little dog has been a companion for 14 years, huh?
One time I traded beaded or quill kind of beaded bag for a little puppy that was a wolf. This man, he breeds them, and so he it was a wolf.
Wow.
And so he said, it's a wolf, and we're not supposed to have him, but if you want, I'll trade you. And I said, okay. And so I took him home, and Craig and Stevie used to babysit it.
Oh.
And put it in a baby uh,
Like a crate
play
or
pen.
a playpen. Yeah. Yeah.
And here she got bigger and bigger, and it got worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
She tore down the door. She chewed up all the stuff, like shoes and everything she could get a hold of.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't bark.
Oh, wow.
She howled when
Okay.
and she was beginning to look like scary. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah. You're like, you gotta let her
no,
go.
there's something wrong here, right? And so I called my brother DDA, and I said, I brought you a Christmas present. I said, and I gave him the puppy,
The puppy.
and he was so happy.
Oh.
He made a house for her outside, and she hunted for her own food.
Wow. Okay.
Because they live way out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. How long did she stay around?
Well, she stayed, but someone stole her.
Oh, geez.
So he was really upset over that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, we had a friend that had like a hybrid wolf dog, and it was just too much. It was, yeah, they're definitely animals that are meant to be outside and like not be in enclosed
and their legs
areas.
Are different too.
Oh, they're so long.
Yeah.
Like, and kind of the way that they're, yeah, I guess to run fast and everything. When you were growing up and younger, were there wolves
yeah,
where
but
you grew
they
up?
didn't come close.
Yeah, yeah. Because like in Colorado, I remember growing up, we had like coyotes, but never wolves.
Well, my son, the one that just passed away, when he was like 8 years old, my cousin, he was young too, and they used to go hunting. And one day he came, it was his birthday, Dwayne's birthday, and he said, "Happy birthday, cousin." And he threw this sack on the ground, and it sounded like a dog that he threw.
Mm.
And so he opened it up, and it was a baby badger.
Oh, wow.
And so I said, "How did you get that?" And he said, "Well, the mother must have had a whole bunch of them, and this one didn't catch up, so we got left
kind of
behind."
Abandoned then, huh? Yeah.
So Dwayne had it, and it was he would sleep with him and feed him, and here it got bigger and bigger, and it looked like it was dangerous because his claws were longer.
Oh, they're so long, and they don't like retract.
Yeah.
Like, so they're all,
And
wow.
And he was kind of mean towards anybody that came around, except for us. And so finally we took it to bear country in Rapid City, up in the hills. So they took him in.
Yeah. Wow, well, you must have been the greatest mom ever, because you were like, just come on. My mom would let my brothers have like bull snakes, and I think they had a rattlesnake once, and all kinds of lizards and pets and everything that way. But yeah, that's and when they get abandoned that way, and you're trying to help out.
And they say, my grandmother said, if you ever, which will never happen, she said, but if ever you kill a badger or find one that's not alive, she said, if you cut open his stomach and rub his blood on your hands, you'll see your
Mm.
future.
Oh, wow.
And that's why no one ever can, because you're
Mm.
not supposed to see your future.
Ah, right,
So
right.
it's very rare for
Mm.
for a badger to ever be caught or
Mm-hmm.
killed.
Oh, I can see that. Badgers are, I mean, they're pretty solitary animals, and just being able to help support one that was abandoned and everything that way is so important. What a story to think about Dwayne sleeping with a baby badger in his bed and everything that
Yeah,
way. So
he
wow.
raised that badger, and the police, the officers would come and they wouldn't get out of the car. They'd say, "We're
Mm.
not coming in. We're
Yeah.
just checking."
They're like, remember that house? They've got a badger there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to uh, ask you a little bit about your jewelry that you
Okay.
make, Miss Bull Bear, and just give you an opportunity to. You're one of a few people who know the old ways and teach quill work.
Well, quill work nowadays is real fancy, flashy. Me, I just make my grandmother's designs
Oh, it's so beautiful.
and no flashy stuff
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because they're old.
Right.
They're
Right.
the old stuff.
Oh,
And some people like that old
yeah.
type of stuff.
Well, and then you dye all of the quills, right? Y-
Well,
Or
yeah, we dye them and we clean them and wash them and um, sort them out so
mm-hmm.
we have the same length and wide. And some quills are good for bigger things, sewed on stuff. And I do the wrapping because wrapping, I like, you can make practically anything when you
Oh,
wrap. And you're wrapping rawhide on top of rawhide.
okay. Ah, it's so beautiful, and so are the four sections. Could you talk a little bit about
Oh, the
the
medicine
design?
wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, medicine wheels, you can make any color you want, any design. But we have the four colors. And the yellow is for the east, and the white is for the south, and the black is for the west, and the red is for north. And those are the four grandfathers that sit and help people.
Mm.
And they use medicine wheels to honor naming ceremonies, just all kinds of ceremonies you can.
Right.
That's why you don't teach it to non-Indians because some of those ornaments are sacred and
Mm-hmm.
they use them for that reason. But I prefer to just keep it in the Indian people
Mm-hmm.
artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Well, and then the um hair, the horse hair right here, what does that
Well,
represent?
horse, that's what we use to um, decorate.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
but
your
horsehair
earrings
goes
also?
with the quill work.
Yes. Oh, well, it's so beautiful. And I know Miss Bull Bear also makes earrings and bracelets and all sorts of different beautiful, beautiful jewelry. And we just wanted to highlight you and your work, and we'll share more information as well if people want to reach out. And I know sometimes you know, sell some of your beautiful jewelry to folks that you feel like
I
the
think,
intention is good,
yeah,
and yes.
I think we're going to teach. I'll be teaching with I have some young ladies
Mm-hmm.
that work with me, and one of them's my granddaughter,
Yep,
Christine.
Christine.
She teaches the dyeing.
Oh, she does.
Uh,
Okay. Oh, great.
she
Nice.
makes all kinds of different
Yeah.
colors,
Oh.
and they also know how to do quill work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it's beautiful that you're teaching that to the next generation, and some of what we've talked about here today, can really see these conversations happening at the American Indian Cultural Embassy, where it would be a gathering space for people to talk about language preservation, the beautiful history of the quill work, and how important that is to people, and where we're just trying to tell that true history, and laugh a little, and we've gone on a great adventure with with passing Indigenous Peoples Day in Denver. You really helped with that language, and then we were able to really come together and um, get the $20 million. The mayor of Denver, Mayor Johnston, and Denver City Council are supporting the full 20 million to go to the American Indian Cultural Embassy, and so I hope that we do well, and that everybody's happy and joyful, because it's a good first step for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you and
Oh,
Scott for advocating us because we needed you
oh.
and you
I'm
came.
ready to be your hype lady whenever I can be. I'm like, Miss Bull Bear has something to say here, and just the way that you represent and your quiet strength is such an honor to have helped.
Thank